Hi everybody, it's Amy Joy. Welcome back. Today's video is going to focus on a common problem among my students, and I have called this problem the "they are hard, they are easy to" error. And in today's video, I want to show you how to fix it. So just some background information. My students and we were talking about cohabitation. Cohabitation is a fancy word that means living together before you're married. So we were reading an article from the New York Times about cohabitation written by Meg J. She is a psychologist for millennials, and she was saying things in her article about living together before marriage, that it might be bad for certain relationships depending on your situation. It might be difficult to break up if you are living together. You might marry someone that you don't want to just because you've been living together for a while, etc. So we were talking about this topic in my class, and students started to say things like this. Number one, couples are hard to break up if they live together before getting married. Jay points out that couples are difficult to leave once they are locked in, and they are more easy to leave if they do not live together. So I was noticing students saying things like couples are hard, couples are difficult, they are more easy, and this is actually incorrect. But why is this wrong? Couples, or they, the subject of the sentence, cannot be hard, they cannot be difficult, and it cannot be easy. So for example, one, couples are hard to break up. When I'm with my students, I say something funny like, oh, couples, they're hard, they're physically hard. And that just doesn't really make sense. The adjective hard is coming after the verb be, and it is describing the subject. So couples are hard means that couples are physically hard, and that just doesn't make sense. In example 2, we see that couples are difficult. Now, a couple also cannot be difficult. Maybe a task can be difficult or an assignment can be difficult, but a couple cannot really be difficult. The meaning doesn't quite make sense. And again, in example 3, couples are more easy. A couple cannot be easy. Maybe a task or an assignment can be easy, but a couple cannot be easy. So the meaning of this is kind of funny for native speakers. We might understand what you mean, but technically it is incorrect. And I was wondering, I asked my students, why are you saying this? Where is this coming from? I thought it was so kind of funny. And I was asking them, is this a translation? I work primarily with Chinese students. I don't speak Chinese, but I'm wondering maybe if it is a translation or Chinglish. My students then pointed out to me that they could say things like, well, I am good at something, so I am plus an adjective, and they just thought that maybe all adjectives could come after the verb be. Another student pointed out to me saying, well, we can say I am happy to do something. So this might explain why this error is occurring, but we do need to work on fixing it. So how can we fix this? The first step to fixing this problem is ask yourself, what is hard, what is difficult, or what is easy? So in example number 1, couples are hard to break up. What is hard to do? Breaking up is hard to do. In example 2, couples are difficult to leave. What is difficult? Leaving is difficult. And in example 3, couples are more easy to leave if they do not live together. What is easy to do? Leaving is easy to do. So make sure you first ask yourself, what is actually hard, difficult, or easy? Then once you've answered that question, you have 2 options to fix it. So option number 1 is taking that verb, using the ing form, and making it the subject. So for example 1, couples are hard to break up. We first ask ourselves, what is hard to do? Breaking up is hard to do. Then you take breaking up, or that ing form, and you make that the subject. So breaking up is hard for couples if they live together before getting married. Now notice, if you want to include who it is difficult for, you can include that in the parentheses by saying it is hard for couples. by saying for someone to indicate who it is difficult for. Option number 2 is to use a fixed phrase that we use in English. It is hard, it is difficult, it is easy for someone to do something. So in example 1, couples are hard to break up. Again, ask yourself, what is hard to do? Breaking up. And then you can say, it is hard for couples to break up if they live together before getting married. So just a quick review of the 2 options. Option 1, change the verb to the ing form and make it the subject. Breaking up is hard for couples if they live together before getting married. Or option 2, use the fixed phrase, it is hard, it is easy, it is difficult for someone to do something. So it is hard for couples to break up if they live together before getting married. So let's revise the other 2 examples together. Example 2 says Jay points out that couples are difficult to leave once they are locked in. So option 1 with the ing, we got to ask ourselves, what is difficult to do? Leaving is difficult to do. So Jay points out that leaving is difficult for couples once they are locked in. That was option number 1. And option number 2, the it is hard, it is difficult, it is easy fixed phrase. And we can say, Jay points out that it is difficult for couples to leave once they are locked in. Now, example number 3, couples are more easy to leave if they do not live together. Option number 1, let's see, what is easy to do? Leaving is easier for couples if they do not live together. And option number 2, it is easier, it is difficult, it is hard. And in this case, we have it is easier. It is easier for couples to leave if they do not live together. So it's your turn, time to practice. I've got 3 sentences here with the they are hard, they are easy, they are difficult error. Number 1, young children are more easy to learn a new language. Number 2, I am difficult to speak English with native speakers. And 3, sometimes international students are hard to adapt to a new culture. So go ahead, pause this video, maybe take out your phone and write down your answers, or take out a piece of paper and write your answers, and then come back and join me where we will go over the answers together. All right, so hopefully you have finished. Let's go over the answers together. So number 1, young children are more easy to learn a new language. First, let's ask ourselves, what is easy or what is hard to do? It is easy to learn. Learning is easy. So option 1, we change the verb to ing. Learning a new language is easier for young children. In option 2, we can use the fixed phrase, it is hard, it is easy. And in this case, it is easier for young children to learn a new language. Number 2, I am difficult to speak English with native speakers. So I am difficult. Can you really be difficult? No. What is difficult? Speaking English. And in this case, we can use that for option 1. Speaking English with native speakers is difficult for me if you want to add who it is difficult for. In option 2, it is hard or it is easy. We can say it is difficult for me to speak English with native speakers. And number 3, sometimes international students are hard to adapt to a new culture. So what is hard? Option number 1, change the verb to the ing and we get adapting. So sometimes adapting to a new culture is hard for international students. And option number 2, the it is hard, it is easy. Sometimes it is hard for international students to adapt to a new culture. So that's all for today. Let me know in the comments what is hard or what is easy for you to do. Maybe use both options. And let me know in the comments if there are any other grammar mistakes or concepts that you would like explained. And thank you so much for watching. I look forward to hearing from you in the comments, and I will see you next time. Bye.